Hey guys, and welcome back to Tales of Reddit. Today we're going to be getting into some crazy Reddit stories. But before we get into it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, it really helps a lot. And without further ado, let's get into some Reddit stories. Story number 1. Boyfriend received blowjob from a crackhead. Hi guys. This is not a made-up story. This is real. 2 nights ago, I found a very disturbing video of the guy I have been seeing for over a year, receiving head from a crackhead on the street. In London. This is really bad. That same evening, he met up with me and was intimate with me since it happened. The worst part is that he also lied that same evening after he finished doing the deed. He messaged me saying someone had jumped on the train tracks and that was the reason for his delay. This is almost like a movie. How could he pay a desperate crackhead to give him a blow? And then go inside of me? How irresponsible, unfaithful, and no values this guy has. But on top of that, lying about a random suicide just to cover your lies is incredible. I told him I would give him oral sex once we were in an exclusive relationship. He chose to pay some desperate stranger off the street. He will never receive oral sex from me. That is his loss. Also, let me please mention he is Muslim and his family is religious. He feels proud of being Muslim. This happened on the 4th of February. So 3 weeks ago. I can't speak about this with anyone. Any advice? Story number 2. ITA for not being a surrogate when I physically can't? Hi, I'm 25F, in the middle of some family drama and need to know if I'm really the A or if my family is crazy. So, I've known my whole life I've never wanted children of my own, nor wanted to be pregnant. So when I turned 20, I went to the doctor about getting a hysterectomy. That doctor refused. BC. I'm so young. What if I change my mind? I still haven't. Most doctors who followed insisted I get my tubes tied instead, but since cancer is very prominent in my family, I'd rather be safe than sorry. About a year ago, I finally found a doctor who understood and agreed to do what I want. I took a few weeks off from my office job and then did another month of work from home. No big deal. Now for the record, I live almost 10 hours from the rest of my family. I was never really close with my parents, 50, or sister, 23, Mavis, fake name. We grew up with cousins who my sister was always closer to. I only talked to my family on holidays and birthdays. My sister got married when she was 20 and her husband has a very good job. They've apparently been trying for a baby but found out my sister can't get pregnant, so they've decided to try surrogacy. I guess my sister asked our cousin, also 23F, Jess, also fake name, to be her surrogate. Jess lives only a few blocks from Mavis and agreed. They've started the process, I think. I'm not sure, I've just found out about all of this a few days ago. Anyway, at a family party about a month ago that I heard about from a male cousin of mine, things got messy. I couldn't do it. BC, I couldn't get the time off work, and even if I could, I didn't want to spend 2 days driving back and forth for one afternoon. Mavis and Jess announced their plans. Apparently, afterwards my mother pulled my sister aside and made a big deal about how I'm her sister, so I should be the one who does this for her because it will help us bond. My sister argued that she wants to be a part of the pregnancy and can't do that with me living so far away. My mom convinced, I suspect bullied, my sister into agreeing. Mavis sent me a text asking if I would be interested 2 weeks ago. I politely declined. My sister understood and told me she would ask someone else. So I decided to text my previously mentioned male cousin asking if he knew what was going on 2 days ago. He told me about the party and the Facebook post. So I decided to text my previously mentioned male cousin asking if he knew what was going on 2 days ago. He told me about the party and the Facebook post. Yesterday I got annoyed by all the nasty texts and decided to make my own Facebook post explaining that I no longer have the parts required to get pregnant, and that it's none of their business, and that last I checked, Jess is still a blood relative of Mavis and I. I thought that would calm things down. Unfortunately, I think I've made it worse. Now I'm getting messages that I'm selfish and that when I got my surgery I wasn't thinking about how that would affect the family and how can I carry on the family bloodline. So I just need to know, AITA is any of this situation? I just want to clarify a lot of comments I'm seeing a lot. I have since looked into the rules of surrogacy and know that I wouldn't qualify anyway. BC, I've never been pregnant. As for my cousin, she's already had 3 kids when she was 16, 19, and 21. Update 2 days later. Hey. I just wanted to add more information and an update. My mom cannot be a surrogate. She had cervical cancer about 10 years ago and also had a hysterectomy. As for me, when I was 20, my doctor found cells on a pap smear that were not cancerous yet but could develop into cancer. The doctor told me it was possible that they may also never turn into cancer, and because of that he didn't want me to go through early menopause or require hormone replacement therapy. I remember him saying many times, What if you meet a man who wants to have children and you change your mind? I went to 3 more doctors who wouldn't do anything until the cells became cancerous but instead rather me have appointments every 6 months. Also, this is a throwaway account because I'd rather not have everyone know who I am when I'm sharing my medical history. My mother already did enough of this, sharing details about previous medical treatments and over-exaggerating them for sympathy. Now, I heard from Mavis yesterday. I've been blocking people who I haven't heard from in years who were coming out of the woodwork to harass me, and I started to question my sister's actions after reading comments. I was going to call her this morning, but she reached out first. I guess my male cousin, let's call him Jack, called my sister yesterday to call her out for all this mess. She also avoids Facebook BC of my mother and didn't know about her post. She apologized. Family members haven't been saying anything because apparently my mother was telling other people to not mention my betrayal to her BC. She was so upset. She told me that she was with my mother when she texted me and literally just did it because she knew I was going to say no. I made a FB post making it clear that I do not qualify because I've never had a successful pregnancy or any at all, and that my hysterectomy was due to my concerns about cancer, which they should all understand considering how 3 of my aunts, grandmother, and 1 of my cousins died of cervical, uterine, or breast cancer, and that no one had an issue with my mastectomy or breast implants from 2 years ago. Mavis made a comment on my post explaining that nothing my mom posted was true other than the fact that I refused and Jess agreed. She also made it clear that even if I wanted to, Jess was the only one who would qualify and that they have already done the preliminary tests with the doctor. Story number 3. AITA for refusing to pay for my girlfriend's haircut after she donated her hair? So my 26M girlfriend, 25F, has been growing her hair out for years. She always said she wanted to donate it, and I thought that was a great idea. I even told her it was really sweet of her to do that. Well, last weekend, she finally did it. She chopped off over 12 inches and donated it to a charity that makes wigs for kids with cancer. Amazing, right? Except now she hates how short her hair is. She says she feels ugly. She misses her long hair, and she's been super upset about it. She booked an expensive hair appointment at a salon to fix it. Layers, color, extensions, I don't even know. And then she sent me the bill, over $500, expecting me to cover it. Her reasoning? She donated her hair to do something good, and I should support her because I encouraged her to do it. I told her that while I think what she did was amazing, I never told her to donate her hair. That was her decision, and I don't think it's fair to expect me to pay for her to fix it now. She got really upset and said I was being unsupportive and selfish, and now she's barely speaking to me. Story number 4. Ada for telling my wife she smells bad? Yesterday I came home from work and my wife greeted me in the usual manner. While I was hugging her, I noticed she smelled pretty bad of BO. No biggie. I know she was home with the baby all day and probably gardening outside. Later in the evening, I offer to make her a bath and she jokingly asks, "Why are you saying I stink?" I honestly offered to do it just to be nice because I knew she had a long day and likes baths. But she did smell bad, so I kinda laughed and said, "Well." Then she gets mad at me and says a husband isn't supposed to say his wife stinks, and she's been sore with me about it ever since. I find this a little hypocritical. She's never had a problem telling me when my farts stink, when I have morning breath, or when I don't wipe well enough. So why do I have to walk on eggshells for her over this? Am I crazy? Or is this an unfair double standard? Story number 5. I'm having the best sex of my with an insane person. Why does the best sex have to be with a genuine psychopath? This woman, I met her through a friend of a friend. She is batshit insane, and that's me putting it lightly. She will make up things that have happened to argue about them, and when I somehow beat her in the argument, she makes up a fact I cannot dispute. She goes no contact with me for 3 days and then just FaceTimes me like nothing's happened. She blocks me when I piss her off and then shows up to my house anyway. She genuinely enjoys having the type of arguments where you're screaming in each other's faces and yelling. She told me she chased down a friend's ex in a car and ran over his foot. She talks to herself sometimes just about day-to-day life and gets annoyed if I stare at her weirdly. She's just unhinged. But oh my god, I don't even give a fuck because she is so good in bed. I'm such a guy I can't. She's so beautiful, she looks so fucking good on top or underneath me. She sounds so good. All breathy and whining, it's the only time she shuts the fuck up and she feels incredible. Anytime she knows she's fucked up properly in a fight, she's on her knees and I can't even remember my goddamn name, let alone why I was mad at her. Makeup sex is so good I forget she's probably schizophrenic. Seriously, I know I need to escape her, but I can't give it up. There's my confession, pussy whipped for a nutcase. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please subscribe and like the video and comment what your favorite story was. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.